In case you missed it, this week on It's a Wonderful Podcast. On Monday, we had a brand new episode of Morgan/Janine Hasn't Seen TV with the return of diving into Doctor Who. We jumped right into the 10th Doctor's premiere episode with the special, The Christmas Invasion. Doctor Who is a Janine hasn't seen as I struggled to move on from Eccleston, who I loved so much, to the Tennant Doctor season. So we get into my feelings, into jumping into new territory, how the show eases us into Tennant's Doctor, the episode's Christmas elements, and so much more. So do go check out our episode talking Christmas Invasion. Diving into Doctor Who will be alternating every Monday with a few other things, but all our TV-based stuff is on Monday. And you can find Morgan/Janine Hasn't Seen TV every Monday on the It's a Wonderful Podcast YouTube channel or the It's a Wonderful podcast feed. Then on Wednesday, we had a brand new episode of Morgan Hasn't Seen as we continue talking 90s rom-coms with Notting Hill. We get into Hugh Grant's popularity at the time, Julia's familiarity at playing an actress, the popular line, and so much more. So I hope you'll check out our episode talking Notting Hill and find new episodes of Morgan Hasn't Seen every Wednesday on the It's a Wonderful Podcast feed. And on Friday, we closed out the week with a brand new episode of our classic films podcast, It's a Wonderful Podcast, where we continued our Black cinema series with 1968's Uptight. We get into how French director Jules Desson brought his style to this Black story, its relevance as it addresses the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., its story, noir aspects, and so much more. So do check out this week's episode talking Uptight, and find new episodes of It's a Wonderful Podcast every Friday on the It's a Wonderful Podcast feed. Coming up next week, on Monday, we'll have a brand new episode of Morgan Hasn't Seen TV, where we'll be getting back to discovering Dawson's Creek, as we discuss the season 4 finale, Coda, and pay tribute to the late James Van Der Beek. Then on Wednesday, we'll have a brand new episode of Morgan Hasn't Seen, closing out our 90s rom-com series with Sleepless in Seattle. And next Friday, we'll be closing out the week and our Black cinema series with 1974's blaxploitation film, Truck Turner. And do always keep a lookout for our weekly podcast questions. Our bonus podcast episode sharing your answers will be coming soon, so do get your answers in. Also stay tuned for the announcement of our March podcast series on both shows. And I hope you'll check out everything we had going on this week, and we'll see you next week for more.